if I learned anything today about the Seattle Seahawks, is that you don't need to count them out. Stop counting out the Seahawks. It might not be pretty, it might not be the best looking win ever, and they might frustrate you sometimes. But they get the job done, and they're sitting at 6-3, tied for first place in the NFC West, and they're a good football team. Geno Smith played well, which is exciting, and many people love to hate on the Geno Smith situation. But what people don't tend to understand for some reason is he's obviously a guy we're going to have for 2 or 3 years, maybe even less, and it's a bridge until our next quarterback. But you can see the young talent on this team finally coming out and being what we've been planning to be. Guys like Devin Witherspoon always making plays, and Tariq Woolen, and Boye Mafe, and Zach Charbonnet, and Ken Walker, and DK Metcalf still young, and you have Jackson Smith and Jigba. Everything is lining up the way the Seahawks are probably planning it to line up. That's why you see they've had phenomenal drafts. You see that this team is getting better. I mean, at the end of the day, these last 2 seasons have been better than our last season and a half with Russell Wilson, a Hall of Fame potentially quarterback who won a Super Bowl with this franchise and went to back-to-back Super Bowls. Now, this team is really setting themselves up for success. I'm very excited about this win. Yeah, we gave up a touchdown to put the Commanders back into the game, and it wasn't the prettiest ending. But when we got the ball back, Geno Smith, who had a career high in passing yards this week, he went out, threw a couple darts to DK Metcalf up the middle. He made a couple plays on screen passes to Zach Charbonnet, and he finally got out of bounds on one of those. And they went down, spiked the ball, got a field goal right up the middle by Jason Myers, and the Seahawks win the game to go to 6-3. I made a video earlier this week. I thought it was pretty simple. The Seahawks season seemed so crappy after the Ravens lost 37-3, but it was clear to me that if you can go out and win this game and then win in LA, all of a sudden you're at 7-3. Going into a tough part of our schedule, but 7-3, you don't have to win very many games the rest of the season to potentially already lock up a playoff spot. So 6-3 is extremely good. I think it's tied for the third best record. It is tied for the third best record in the entire NFC. The Eagles are at 8-1, Detroit at 7-2, who we actually beat, and then Seahawks, 49ers, and Cowboys sit at 6-3. We play the 49ers coming up soon, and we play the Eagles coming up soon, and we play the 49ers twice. So we play all those teams that are either ahead of us. We beat one of them, and then we play everybody that's tied with us as well in the next coming weeks. So the Seahawks have a really good chance. Now, does that mean I think they're going to go out and go 4-0 against 2 games against 49ers, Cowboys, and then Philadelphia? No. But when you put yourself in a position to be 6-3 and hopefully 7-3 next week, you give yourself a chance to not have to go 4-0 to keep your season alive. You can go, if you win in LA next week, and you're at 7-3, you can go 2-2 in that tough part of the schedule and be at 9-5. 9-5 means you got to win a game or two, maybe even less. Maybe you might not even need to win another game. At 9 wins, you can make the playoffs. Last year, the Seahawks were 9-8 and made the playoffs. So there is a very good chance that this team's setting themselves up perfectly for success. And the Geno Smith haters, let's get to that really quick, because I talked about this last week. Could it have been nice to see what Drew Lock has to offer against the Ravens when we were down 30-3? It was 30-3 to start the fourth quarter. Sure. But were we going to see anything that made him take Geno Smith's job? No. Okay? Our offensive line's been banged up. This is the first week since week 1 that we've had at least 4 out of 5 offensive line starters playing. And Stone Forsythe and Jason Peters have to go in and out a lot of different times. The offensive line needs Abraham Lucas back, and they will be better. But outside of that, Geno Smith just had a couple bad weeks and made mistakes. Today, he had a career high. I think it was 360-something passing yards. I don't have the exact number on me this exact second, but it was 367 if I'm not mistaken. 369. He was 31 for 47, so 66% completion percentage. 369 yards, which is a career high, with 2 touchdowns and no interceptions, and only took 1 sack. So he's figuring out how to get the ball out when he needs to. Yeah, he had 1 bad intentional grounding, but he gets the ball out when he needs to get it out without taking a bad sack or without throwing a pick. And this defense is not bad that they're playing against. So we're figuring it out. Geno Smith's going to figure it out. For as not good, I don't want to say bad, but for as not good as the Seahawks have played, they're 6-3. So I think it can only go up from here, and it can only get better from this point on. So I think the optimism should be higher than it was even a few weeks ago, despite the bad loss to the Ravens. I mean, you see people have bad games. All of a sudden, we beat the Browns. They went and beat the Ravens in Baltimore this week. Okay, so let's just balance it out. Baltimore had a way better game than us and played better than us, but that doesn't mean, we're awful. We beat some teams that beat them, right? And then we beat the Lions, who are 7-2, and we're playing decent football. So overall, things are coming together. Now on the defensive side, it's kind of the same. Things are coming together. Now the defense has two fatal flaws, I'd say. One is the tackling's really bad, and I think I showed it on my PFF video. They were like 24th in tackling. It was the worst rated section on PFF for the Seahawks going into this week, like for the full season rankings. So they don't tackle very well. It happens. They can get better at it as the year goes. And they give up big plays when you can't give up big plays. Like today, they gave up a huge play to tie the game, gave up a few huge plays. So there are some flaws in that defense, but overall, the pass rush is looking better. They make big plays when they need to. We're getting sacks. Boye Mafe he's going to be an all-pro this year, most likely. He had 7 straight games, a Seahawks franchise record. 7 straight games with a full sack to himself. 7 sacks in 7 games. 7 in a row. That's pretty crazy if you think about it. So a lot of good things are happening. Devin Witherspoon forced a big fumble today with Tariq Woolen picking the ball up. I'm mentioning a lot of guys that are first or second year guys on this team. And the same can go for the offense, right? Zach Charbonnet, Kenneth Walker, great games. First and second year guys. DK Metcalf is in his 3rd or 4th year, whatever it is, but he's 25 years old. He's young. Jackson Smith and Jigba, first year guy. Offensive line of Charles Cross and Abe Lucas when he's healthy, second year guys. This team has a lot of talent, okay? So the future is bright, and things will only get better from here. Like I mentioned early in the video, for how we've played to be at 6-3, we should all be thankful, because I don't think we're going to play any worse than we're playing. I think we're only going to start playing better. I'm excited about this win. I'm excited that the Seahawks are still tied for first in the NFC West. I'm excited that they're finding ways to win games. When you have a young team, you need to just find ways to win. I don't care if you win by 40 or if you win by 1 or 2 or 3. You're finding ways to win. They could have been deflated after that touchdown and not got many yards, went to overtime, see what happens. Instead, Geno Smith, who's been shit on by a lot of people recently, bullets to DK Metcalf, big play, spike the ball, boom, boom, field goal, win the game, and we are at where we're at. So drop the hate. Let's be a little more optimistic. Things are going well. We got to go beat the Rams next week if we want to continue to have some success that we should have. But that doesn't mean, you're going to win every game. You see that in the record. So you should be thankful when they do win and realize that it's a long season. Yes, we have a big 4-game, gauntlet coming up, but we'll learn a lot about the Seahawks there. But until then, 6-3 sounds beautiful. And this team is rolling when they need to roll, and they're winning when they need to win. And when there's close games, they've been closing out pretty well. So I feel like we've seen that time in and time out. The defense, Clint Hurt, give him some more credit because the defense is looking good. Even Shane Waldron, the first half was a little snoozer. We can't convert on 3rd downs for some reason. We had to settle for 3 field goals, but second half, when it mattered, the offense started clicking. It looked a lot better. You got to give credit where credit's due. So everything is starting to go a little bit better. So let's drop the hate, like I said, and let's look forward to the rest of the season. I'm really excited for next week against the Rams. I think they have a very good chance to be sitting at 7-3 on the season. If I told you that a couple weeks ago, you'd be very excited. So stay excited about it. I love y'all. Go Hawks. And stay tuned. There'll be 3 or 4 more videos this week. Please like and subscribe and turn on that bell notification if you want to catch when I got videos out. I love y'all. I love the Seahawks. And I love talking sports with you guys. So go Hawks. I love the throwbacks. Bring them back. That's all I'm going to say. Peace.